So one system is not at all sufficient. We need the integration of a system. So for that integration of system, we call something called as warehouse. So once classification is done, next step is a clustering. That is none other than grouping of data. So how the data are grouped, advantages and applications of data mining. So this is a fundamental unit with respect to the subject. That is data mining fundamentals. Hello everyone, I welcome you all to this session. Over here, my name is Deepa Kutnikar. I am working as an assistant professor under Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Yeah, I believe you people have completed your 5th semester and we all have to head up for the next upcoming semester. Yes, that's none other than 6th semester. With respect to 6th semester, the subject what I have opted for you all is none other than fundamentals of data science. This is one of crucial subjects with respect to current trend. Yes, it is none other than fundamentals of data science. So let's see the introduction of this subject, like what it is and how the subject is built with respect to your exam point of view, right? So let's begin the session, and with that, let's discuss the agenda of today's session. The agenda of today's session is we will be discussing like what is the course code of the subject and what is the number of credit that is been allotted by the university. Yes, let me tell you, this is with respect to the NEP syllabus that's under University of Mysuru. Initially, we will be discussing like what is the reference book. So which is the book that you have to refer with respect to the subject. So we'll see that. Then we will be also discussing like what is the course code. Once we understand like which is the reference book, then we will be discussing like what is the maximum marks that's been allotted for the subject that's under NEP syllabus affiliated with University of Mysuru. And we will be also seeing like what is the outcome of the subject, which is none other than the course outcomes. So we will be discussing regarding this. Then later on we will also see like what is there in the units and how many number of units are there under the subject. Also we will be discussing the question paper pattern. So this is the agenda of today's session. Moving on, let's see like what is the course code. Yes, the course code is TSE E2 and the number of credits that's been allotted is 3. So if you complete this subject, you'll be easily scoring this credit 3. Now let's see like which is the reference book that we have to refer with respect to our subject. So the book is none other than Data Mining Concepts and Techniques, which is written by J.V. Han as well as Michael Camber. So this is a updated edition of this book, that is 3rd edition. It is available on Amazon and other digital platforms. You can easily buy through them online, or even you can visit the stores. Now we have understood the subject and we have got the book. Then what's next? So we have to understand like what is the weightage, and we will be seeing like how the subject has been divided with respect to the formative assessment as well as the exam marks. So here it is, you will be writing the theory exam for 60 marks and you'll be having a formative assessment for 40 marks. All right, wherein the total marks will be 400. Yes, by the subject, you can easily score this 100 marks for your 6th semester. Up next, let's see like what is the outcome of this subject. By studying this subject, what are the things that we will be able to digest as well as learn from this subject. So yes, that's our next slide, which is course outcomes. After completion of this subject, you will be able to understand like what is data and how the pre-processing of data is done. So that is our first outcome. Next, secondly, you will also be understanding like how the patterns are recognized with respect to data. That is our second outcome. Once the patterns are recognized, then what's next? The patterns has to be classified, correct? So before classification, we have to group similar data and we will be classifying those data, right? So that forms our third outcome, wherein we can say by studying the subject, we can understand the basic concepts of clustering, or we can say grouping, as well as classification of data. So that is our third outcome. Finally, we will be able to understand and know like what is a recent trend that's going on with respect to the data, which is none other than data science. So this is the outcome of our subject, that is none other than fundamentals of data science. Further, let's move with understanding the number of units with respect to the syllabus. Yes, under this subject, you'll be having a total of 5 units. So, one by one, let's see what are the units and what are the things you will be understanding and learning with respect to particular units. So, let's start with first unit. So, the first unit is all about data mining fundamentals. So, each and every fundamental topic with respect to data we will be learning under this, starting with what is data mining, what is the definition, who has defined it. So, there are various persons who has defined the definition of data mining. So we will be understanding and learning like who are the persons and what they have defined with respect to the data mining. Then you'll be also learning and understanding there is something called as knowledge discovery in data mining. So you'll be learning that, and after learning that, you will be able to differentiate between the difference between the KDD, that is knowledge discovery in data mining, and the normal data mining. Then further, you will also be learning what is the difference between database management system and data mining. Then further, we will be also learning different data mining techniques. Then as usual, you'll be learning like what are the issues, what are the challenges, and advantages and applications of data mining. So this is a fundamental unit with respect to the subject, that is data mining fundamentals. Up next, let's go with Unit 2 and understand what are the things that we discuss in this unit. Unit 2 is all about data warehouse. Once we start studying about data, okay, we got data, we have classified, we have clustered, we have understood like how the data will be very, very important. And up next comes storing of that data. So in order to store that, we need some system, correct? So one system is not at all sufficient. We need the integration of a system. So for that integration of system, we call something called as warehouse. So that's all about our second unit, that is data warehouse, where under that we will be understanding like what is data warehouse, what is its definition, and multidimensional data model. So how to deal with the multidimensional data models. Then further, we also learn and understand how to clean the unwanted data, how to integrate the data, that is data integration, then how to transform the data, and finally how to reduce the data, that is data reduction. Finally, we will also be learning the discretization. So all these things will be studied under Unit 2. Up next, let's see what is our third unit is all about. So first unit we did study the fundamentals. Next we will be studying like how to group the data and how to store the data. Then next there is something which is more technical under this unit 3, where we will be studying a topic which is mining frequent patterns. So this is very, very crucial topic which is considered as a complete unit, that is unit 3. So under this unit we will be understanding like what are the different patterns, and under that different patterns which are frequent patterns. So we will be learning about that. Then when we understand the frequent patterns, then we have to go one step forward in order to deal with that patterns, right? So in order to deal with those frequent patterns, we will inculcate two different algorithms which are very, very important with respect to your exam point of view. That is none other than a priori and frequent pattern growth algorithm, which we also call as FP growth algorithm. So these two are very, very important with respect to exam point of view as well. Okay, so this is included in unit 3. Also, under this unit, we will be discussing the different mining association rules. So there will be different set of rules with respect to data, right? Whenever we want to deal with the data, always there will be certain rules and set of regulations that we have to undergo and follow. So those rules will be studied under this unit. Next, heading with unit 4. Yes, unit 4 is all about classification. We will be understanding like what are the basic concepts included in the classification. Also, you will be able to understand what are the issues that is faced under classification. Up next, we will also be discussing like how to induce decision tree under classification. Next, various classification methods are also learnt under this, like base classification method, rule-based classifications, lazy learners, as well as k nearest neighbor algorithm. Even these two are different classification algorithm that we will be studying in here in this unit 4. Then we will also be studying the prediction accuracy. So seeing data, few facts can be predicted, correct? So what is the accuracy of that prediction? So that is none other than prediction accuracy as well as precision and recall. All these are the things that you will be discussing and learning under unit 4. So you can observe the things are becoming in depth, right? Yes, that's with respect to unit 4. But we are also remaining with the last unit, that's none other than our clustering. So once classification is done, next step is the clustering. That is none other than grouping of data. So how the data are grouped and what are the techniques included in it. All these things will be studied under this unit 5. Like we will be understanding cluster analysis. Further, different methods like partitioning, hierarchical, also the density-based method, grid-based method, all the different clustering methods are studied here. Further, finally, we will be doing evaluation of these different methods. So this is all about our unit 5. So yes, you have completed understanding regarding all the 5 units of your subject. I believe it is very, very easy and helpful for you to understand the subject in one go, right? Yes, this session is all about for that reason itself. Once we understood like the number of units which has been allotted under this subject, next step is understanding something called as internal unit division, right? So yes, next is all about understanding regarding formative assistant, which is also called as internal in simple words. So for your internals, the dedicated marks is 40 marks, and for 40 marks you'll be writing two different internals. First internal will be including units, that is unit 1, 2 and 3. Up next, for second internal you will be studying third, fourth and fifth, and the average is of both the internals for your final exams. Also, I would like to coin this understanding for you that for IA, you have written two different internals. It's not like only one internal marks is considered or only second internal marks is considered for average. So yes, for your final marks, that is for your final 40 marks, both the internals average will be considered. So be very serious with respect to your IA, and in both the IA score very good marks so that your final IA marks will be a good one. Now let's move forward, and there is a small surprise for you. Yes, there is a question paper pattern discussion. Oh wow, this is very, very helpful for you to understand like how your question papers will be, right? So this we all know, like for 40 marks you'll be writing your internals. Rest, what is the total number of marks? For 100 you'll be remaining with the 60 marks. So how the 60 marks is splitted? So this is the thing which we are discussing here. So for the 60 marks, you'll be having two different mains. In the first main, you have to write 5 different questions will be there. For 5 questions, you will be writing for 10 marks. Okay, so 5 into 10 will give you a 50 marks. You will be having two options for each question. So either you have to answer any one of it. Okay, so that's under part A. Then under part B, there will be 8 different questions of 2 marks in which you have to answer only 5 questions, which yields you 2 into 5, 10 marks. So a total of 60 marks can be easily scored. So this is a question paper pattern for your subject that's under fundamentals of data science. I believe this was very easy to understand and helpful, right? All right, this was all about today's session. So I wish you all the luck for your starting of semester. Yes, do well, study well, and score very well. Thank you.